Hey everyone, let's talk about creating systems to achieve your goals. Along the way, I'm going to use myself as reference for you. That way you can really take a good grasp on how to create some sort of system that will allow for you to achieve your goal, whether it's life or fitness related. Now, first things first, you want to write down something that's specific and achievable or realistic. For example, my 400-pound bench press goal, that is specific and it's something that's reasonably within my performance capacity. Over the last year, I've been able to get to various different points in my training where I'm able to rep 300 pounds for 10 reps, or I'm able to do multiple sets and reps with 320 plus pounds and still feel like it's sub-maximal effort work. So it is within my wheelhouse to be able to do 400 pounds, especially since the last time that I tried maxing out, it was at a random point in time. I just felt really good, and although I was still a little bit fatigued or tired, I managed to bench press 380 pounds, and it felt good. It moved really well compared to other higher effort bench press attempts. So I could definitely build up to a 400-pound bench press. Now, once that's all settled and we know the goal that's specific and achievable, we want to give ourselves a timeline. I'm giving myself till August to be able to do that. So I'm going to build up in a certain manner with my training so that I'm able to basically hit certain markers along the way until August. And the reason I'm choosing August is because once August comes around, I'm going to start implementing a little bit more specific work for my other fitness related goal, which is to run a better 10K. Now, anyways, I have a timeline. I'll be able to basically chunk up my training in a way where I can say, okay, by this point I need to do this for this many reps. At this point I need to do this for a certain amount of intensity, and so on. So that's how I've structured my training. That's why I have 5 weeks worth of progressions at a time preset with a certain focus. At the moment, I'm doing things in a higher rep range, and I'm working on building up my upper pecs as well as my delts, because if I look at my goal, my reasonable goal, my reasonably specific goal, I need to look at why I haven't been there. What are things I haven't done? And if I look at my training over the last multiple years, I haven't really done much of direct front delt work or upper pec work, mostly because I didn't have access to incline bench, and then also because I previously kept in mind that if I'm doing a lot of forward pressing and overhead pressing, I don't have to do specific delt work. But now I'm changing gears and just making sure that I'm covering all of my bases before I can say definitively that I don't have to do that stuff. And so far I'm about 4 weeks in, 3-4 weeks in, and I've been really enjoying the changes. I mean, I've been getting a little bit more developed and having more striations in my upper pecs, and then my delts themselves, they're getting a little bit veinier and they pop a little bit better here in the front. So it's been a really cool change to see, and I've actually been really enjoying that process. Now, those previous statements there, those covered 2 other aspects. You need to make sure that you have progressive goals that kind of indicate you're getting closer towards your main goal, and you need to have some sort of method of approach that is enjoyable so that you can stick to it consistently. So just in overview real quick, you need to identify your goal and make it something super specific and reasonable, right? I can't just say that I want to bench press more than I already have, because that's just a little bit too general. And then just for another example, I can't say randomly, if I'm making, let's say I'm making $5,000 a month, I can't just say that I want to save $1 million within a year. I don't even have enough income to be able to make that happen, right? So that's why you want to keep it something specific and reasonable, because otherwise you're not going to really know, or you're not going to be able to provide certain details that will give you those markers that will indicate that you're getting closer towards your goal, right? So being specific will allow for you to be able to chop things up and find out the details so that you know, okay, if I am able to bench press 275 consistently for 10 reps at a sub-maximal effort, so less than RP8 or less, right? If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. If you don't worry about it. But that's an example. That's a marker that I'm going to try to hit along my way towards my 400-pound bench press. And that, knowing those details, again, that's going to give you more of a drive to continue with the process. And then the other thing is, if I look at how I'm structuring my workouts, I'm setting them up so that I am bench pressing 3 times a week, and I have a certain focus in each of those sessions. And since I'm doing that, I'm actually really enjoying each of those sessions, because I'm like, oh yeah, I'm able to do dips on this day, and I'm able to go really hard on them. I'm able to do flies on this day and really assault the heck out of my pecs as a whole, because I do upper, mid, and lower work, and it just really wrecks and pumps up my pecs, and I feel great. I feel like Arnold by the end of the workout, OG Arnold. And then by the 3rd workout, I'm just really looking forward to pushing some heavier or higher intensity type of work, and I just feel really good. I enjoy, and I'm very thankful for each and every session, right? And that creates this drive to remain consistent. And then seeing the progress, seeing the changes in weight, seeing the changes in efforts per load, that's going to provide the accountability aspect, right? Because then I'm able to track things and be very specific about measurements in terms of loading and how close I am to achieving the, for example, the one that I threw out there earlier, the 275 for 10 at a sub-maximal effort for multiple sets. If I'm able to sustain that for a while, then I'm like, oh, okay, I know I'm getting closer and closer towards my 400-pound bench press. And depending on your goal, maybe you can create some sort of daily progressive goal as well. Having something in your sight every single day to check off, that is huge in terms of how it makes you feel and how much more dedicated you can feel after seeing a box get checked off, right? Especially if you see it every single day. That's a simple way to kind of chop things up, be specific about a goal that's realistic, create a timeline so that you're able to kind of dissect certain periods of that time for progressive goals. That way you know, okay, for 6 weeks in or 8 weeks in, I should be able to hit this. If I'm able to hit this, then I can move to the next one, right? It's not overly complicated, but at the same time, it's not just something that you can say you can do. You have to build a plan. You can't just say you're going to do something and then not structure things so that you can get there, right? You need a system to achieve your goals. If you think about creating a weak and underspecified system, or little to no details essentially, with no timeline, or if you lack any of the previously mentioned like markers, you're most likely not going to get to your goal. You're going to fall short of your goal. So just keep that in mind. I hope this helps. Let me know in the comments below if there's anything else you want me to cover. I really do enjoy helping other people with anything related to fitness. So if there's any questions, if you want to kind of hear out how I'm approaching my programming, or if you need more help with figuring out certain movements or feeling more comfortable in certain things, just throw it down in the comment section, because I mean, in any interactions helps out a lot. And then also, if you are thinking of a question, there's a good chance there's hundreds, if not millions or thousands of people that are trying to do the fitness thing that are thinking the same thing. So yeah, thank you for watching. See you next time.